Howdy tankers, Ruckus here with something pretty exciting for you today. We've got a new line of vehicles on the way in patch 2.8. 4 high tier Soviet tank destroyers branching off from the Su-100 at tier 6 and culminating in a pretty beastly tier 10. This new line does away with the 152mm cannon that makes the vehicles of the Object 268 line so popular, and instead sport weapons more commonly associated with the Russian heavy tanks. The trade-off is high alpha damage for medium tank-like mobility and in some cases exceptional DPM. At tier 7, the entry to the line is the Su-100M1, one of the competing design proposals for the Euromash-1 project at the end of World War II, and brother to the Su-122-44 tier 7 premium tank. It was based on the T-34 chassis, meaning the armour is fairly underwhelming for tier 7, although it is well sloped and the profile is low and narrow. At just under 33 tonnes, it's a low weight machine with a good power to weight ratio and a 50 km/h top speed, making its manoeuvrability characteristics second really only to the E25. It sports a range of progressively more powerful 100mm main guns that have mid-range outfit damage and roughly average DPM, with an optional tier 9 top gun, the second highest penetration for the tier, and premium heat rounds with a whopping 330mm of pen. Its accuracy and aim times are also quite good, but a big sore point for the Su-100M1 and the line as a whole is in the gun traverse arcs, with gun depression being a big problem. -4 degrees is as good as it gets on this machine and the tier 9 and tier 10. But it gets worse. The Su-101 at tier 8 gets a measly -2 degrees of gun depression, and it's a big reason why my progression stalled on that machine on PC. At tier 9 is a juiced up Su-122-44 that never skipped a legs day. It's the Su-122-54, one of the best looking machines in the game in my opinion. For information on it and the tier 8 Su-101, head over to Bushkas' channel as he'll be covering those two machines. Link in the video description and at the end of this video. And that brings us to tier 10, the big enchilada and Blitz's new DPM king. It's the Object 263, a monster railcar looking machine with a 130mm main gun as seen on the IS-7, spitting out a 460 alpha damage shot 7 times a minute. That is a DPM of 3,248, miles above the nearest tier 10 tank destroyer and even more than those OP Russian mediums. But the positives don't stop there. With a 1050 horsepower engine, it's got the best power to weight for the class and also the highest top speed, 55 km/h. The traverses are good and the armour from the front, if you can hide the lower plate, is nigh on impenetrable. 250mm of upper plate armour and upper casement armour from the front and very well sloped back, meaning it should bounce all but the luckiest AP rounds. It is a very dangerous machine from the front, especially if you can keep your enemies at long range where they won't be able to target that lower plate, or your gun mantlet, which actually counts as a weak spot because of its lack of angling. As for weaknesses, well, the side armour and the rear armour are terrible and the profile is huge. The back of the tank is also pretty much made up of ammo racks, and on top of this it's an open top machine, meaning tall vehicles or those firing down on it from a height advantage can do so with HE rounds for max damage. Play in a way that mitigates these weaknesses though, and you've still got a very effective machine in the Object 263, either as a long-range standoff sniper or a support vehicle for flanking mediums, using that excellent manoeuvrability and insane DPM to get in behind your enemies and punish them. And that's all I've got time for, guys. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all in patch 2.8. Peace.